Right, so I just want to demonstrate a project that's not due in a while. We're getting way ahead on the demos, which is better than being behind, of F2220, not this one, Control W. This one, 220, web examining the registry. So this is good to see. Now, you need to have autopsy, which you should have Windows machine with autopsy by now, and, there's another problem. I noticed before, the streaming is not getting the full desktop of this Windows machine. So let me move it up and find out what's getting, oh, pretty good, getting to that part of it. Okay, it's not getting a start button, but it's good enough. All right, the first trick I just found out right before class, the company Access Data that makes FTK Imager has been bought, and they changed the website. So now they made it this way, but this website is pretty friendly. If you go to the right website, now you can download FTK Imager. So that's what I did. I didn't install it yet, but I downloaded it. So let me just open a File Explorer window, or whatever Microsoft has changed the name of this window to. And there it is, FTK Imager. So in a real forensic examination, what's best is to put this on a USB stick and run the light version to have less effect on the machine. But here I don't think many of us have the ability to run a USB stick in the virtual machine. That's too much bother, so we're going to just install it locally, which will let us examine the registry. It just means we've made more changes to this machine. So that's why it's not a best practice, but it will do for us to practice with the tool. All right, so now I get FTK Imager. I finish. And it should launch. All right, and it's back there. Okay, and now let me just go to my instructions, which are here. And I can close that. All right, so now we got FTK Imager. And now what we want to do is make a registry image. So you do File, Obtain Protected Files in FTK Imager. This is a feature built into it. File, Obtain Protected Files, and you can choose minimum files or password recovery in all registry files. It'll make an image of the registry on the machine you're using. Now, let me go back before I do this and make sure I put the evidence in here. Right at the start, I said put in some evidence so we can find it. So open Internet Explorer, although now it's going to have to be Edge. If you have Edge, okay. We're not going to be able to do the first one because we don't have IE on this Windows 11 machine. I don't think so. I think it's gone. In fact, I think it's supposed to be gone on everything. Let's see, Internet. Yeah, there's no longer an Internet Explorer. So let's forget about that and go on to Edge. And what I'm supposed to do in Edge is type in puppywar.com, okay? Point is just I've typed in a URL so I can see if we can get there. All right, and that I guess is all the evidence I planned on putting on this one. Okay, so now we're going to get the registry image. So I'll go to Access Data, Obtain Protected Files, everything, password recovery in all registry files. Now I have to give it a destination for the shared files, which will be, say, documents, okay, and then give it okay. And now all it's doing is capturing the registry. The registry is not that big. It's just 8 or 10 files, and we should be able to see them. Let me go back to my instructions here. All right. Okay, we're going to open the folder, and it should contain the Hive files in the folder shown below. Now, I would have been better to actually make a specific folder just for this, because as you'll see, here's the 5 files created. Default, SAM, security, software, and system, and I think there are some hidden files here too. So I really should have made a separate folder to catch it in, but this will do. You see these 5 files, and this is the main Hive files you're going to see. The default, security access manager, which contains passwords. The security, I'm not quite sure what's in there. I think there might be the security logs and software and system. Anyway, so now we're going to analyze it with autopsy. All right, I'm just a little concerned. I'm going to do another acquisition because I really think I want it in a separate folder. And I might be able to do it without that, but I'm not going to struggle with it because I'm afraid I'm going to confuse autopsy. So in the documents folder, I'm going to make a new folder. New folder, all right, called reg image. All right, and now I'm going to acquire it into there. Okay, so it's file, obtain protected files, all of them, documents, reg image, there. Now I'm going to have them all in one folder with nothing else in there. Okay, there. Now I'm done with FTK Imager. Now I can open it in Autopsy, and I'm going to put it in Logical Files and the Reg Image folder. All right, so let me get my Autopsy going. All right. So I've already got Autopsy going. Let's just make a new case. All right, F220. Next, F220. Finish. All right. All right. Let me give myself power too. Okay. Now I don't care about the host name, and I want logical files. Okay. And local files and folders. Add. Documents. Reg image. Select. Okay, let me just go back to my instructions and make sure I'm not fouling it up. Add logical files. Next. Yep, add reg image. Next. Okay, they were fine. All right. So now it's just next, and next, and finish. And that's why I didn't want other files in there, because all those other analyzers would start analyzing them, slowing things down. Now it's going to find nothing in there but registry information. And now it's still working. Recent activity is down here at like some percentage, 15% or something. So it's still working. So let's go back to the instructions. All right. And now we can view typed URLs if we look at ntuser.dat. And I think we're going to find that they are not there in Internet Explorer. So actually, it's first flag. And we're going to see. I'm afraid that first flag is not going to be there. And I might have a problem here with Windows 11 fouling up my project. Anyway, it's still working, analyzing Android. I shouldn't do that, iOS and all that jazz. Let's see where they're going to appear. They're going to appear here in Registry Image Users. Let's see if it might already be there. Data sources. Yep, logical file set, logical files, reg image. Okay. And I want to be users, i.e. users. All right, and now all I've got is default and student. Yep. But I want to get to ntusers.dat. It's going to be student on this machine. The reason it was IE user on the other is not because I used Internet Explorer, but because I was using a virtual machine from Microsoft intended to test web pages. This is what you want. ntuser.dat. There's a separate one for every user on the machine. Every machine has at least one person that can log in and use it, and it always has this default, which is not used. It's the template used to make new users. So this is the kind we were talking about in the lecture. This is a machine that only has one user account. So logically, you expect only one user to use it. And the ntuser.dat includes the registry changes made by you to customize your machine, your desktop and your start button and stuff. So that's what you're seeing here is a portion of the registry that will take effect after this user logs in. So now I want to go to root software Microsoft Internet Explorer typed URL. Root software Microsoft. And let's see if there even is an Internet Explorer. There is an Internet Explorer. And there's typed URLs. And there's one there, a Microsoft one, which is pretty interesting because Internet Explorer is not even installed on this machine. But that must be the default or something. All right, let's see. So we want to go here. And if we had Internet Explorer on here, then you would find a value here for Kittenmore, but you can use this one, which I think that Microsoft link is going to be good enough. See if I can make it more visible here. There we are. So there you see the type. So you can do it. I'll just change the instructions so you can use the gray flag too if that's all you have. The type here is the flag. So I'm surprised, but glad to see there is a typed URLs key, even when you don't have Internet Explorer. That's a hoot. You notice the thing I typed into Edge is not there. It does not seem to record typed URLs from Edge, at least not the same way. So typed URLs are useful to prove people really went to a website by typing in the URL in Internet Explorer. It wouldn't apply to Chrome or anything, so it's really not that important, especially now that IE has hit its end of life. However, User Assist should be a lot more useful. This will show the programs that the user launched and when. So that's also in ntuser.dat. So it's Software Microsoft Windows Current Version Explorer. So here, Software Microsoft Windows. Okay, Software. I've already expanded. Microsoft. Okay. Now not IE, but Windows is what I want. You really get, the registry seems real confusing with all these subfolders at first, and you get used to it. Current version Explorer User Assist. Current version. Explorer is not Internet Explorer, it's Windows Explorer or File Explorer going through, and then User Assist is recording what you do to help you later to resize these windows and such. Now you have all these folders with these long, I think they're GUIDs, these long random names. Expand each one and click the Count sub key and try to find one that isn't 0. Like here, this number of values, you want to 0, you want to skip those. You want to find one that's not 0. And you expand it, count, and number of values 0. So it might take a while to find one that's not 0. There. Here's number of values 36 or something. So this is probably some window I've used a lot, like the documents window or something. All right. Once you find one that is not 0, this contains the names of the programs. And this is one of the more amazing things about Microsoft. I'm somehow in the wrong place. Alt-tab. There's autopsy. All right. So notice this stuff in the corner. Let me move this around so it shows up, and move this up so it goes projected correctly. There. These are here are the names of programs, but you can't read them. That's because for your privacy, Microsoft encoded them with ROT13. ROT13 is ridiculous. You move every letter forward 13 steps in the alphabet. It's amazingly stupid. So, for example, you see the HRZR. Let me reverse that one. I'll just open a website and reverse it. Let me go here and do ROT13. Okay, here's ROT13.com. Okay, that'll reverse ROT13. So, let me just try and get these. All right, there we are. So, see if I can do this. Make this smaller. All right, so the one up there is HRZR underscore. Make this bigger. HRZR underscore. PGYFR. All right, and down here you'll see not very helpful. I think that's going to be, I think it's supposed to be a registry key. See, there's something you see a lot here, ZVPEB. That's going to be something common. ZVPFB. Yep, this is going to spell out Microsoft. ZVPEBF. There, that's going to be spelling out Microsoft. And so that's what it is. And there are some forensic tools that will automatically reverse it for you, but not this one. Anyway, that's what's going on. Those are the programs that have been launched, which is very useful. And it's a little annoying to me that this tool doesn't bother to reverse the ROT13 for you. Maybe they'll add that in a later version or something. That would be helpful. What's that?
How do you know there is ROT13?
Oh, it's just a well-known fact of Microsoft. But it would be one of the first things to try would be the Caesar cipher or something. Just, it's incredible that anybody does it anymore. This is not secure at all. It's so easy to
So you
reverse.
cannot tell by looking at the data?
Well, not easily. No, well, you could do a frequency analysis, and then you'd find the most frequent letter, instead of being E, was 13 from E, which is what you do to crack Caesar cipher. No, but I mean, the one thing you can tell, though, by looking at it, if you don't think with cryptography, you can tell that it's not, if it was proper cryptography like AES, it would all be long strings of random junk. But the fact that it has underscores and dots not in here, that means this is really ancient, childish stuff that doesn't encrypt the special characters. It's only encrypting the letters. So that means it's something ridiculous like the Caesar cipher. Any modern system would take all these bytes, encrypt all the bytes, and then you just have random hex numbers. This is classical encryption. It's very surprising that Microsoft uses such a system. Anyway, let's try Control W. All right. So anyway, that's user assist, and I guess that's all I put in this one. There's a USB store that would be nice too, but I didn't add it to this project, I think because of the problem with using USB sticks in virtual machines. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to show you. Let me stop the recording.